You are onto a life-transforming experience as Pastor Prince Abah brings you God's Word with deep insights and power. God bless you.
Please. Thank you so much. Please sit down. Good morning, everybody. I think the AC will help to drive some things home, right? While we're sharing some things, the air, the AC, the atmosphere. Reverend Abah just depicted the spirit that he carries. Just a little distortion. He could not bear it. He could not tolerate it. He decided to pull out the meeting from a particular venue because there was a distortion. Now, excellence is not a destination, it's a journey. You keep moving, you keep moving, keep moving. Excellence is a journey. So you get to a particular place, if things are not the way it should be, you move to the next level. Excellence is a journey. So I want us to appreciate my friend. Let's appreciate him. Here was not part of the budget in terms of resources. So the church decided to include this to make you comfortable and so that there will not be any form of disparities, distortion. He will capture every moment. I want to say a big thank you to you for being here. And we're going to move straight into what we have for today. But first, I need to clear some things. Because while the teaching is going on and while the training is going on, please remove anything that will make you feel this thing is not possible. Please take it away from your mind. Don't even analyze it with your environment. Alright, please, anything that will make you feel, oh, this thing is saying, had it been I'm in Lagos, had it been, we can listen to him. He has been saying it. He has been saying it. There are a lot of opportunities that would have come his way for him to leave Ebonyi, but he's still here because he knows it must work. Bishop Oyedepo taught us, he said, commitment means working on something until that thing starts working. That's the meaning of commitment. Commitment means, it's not that I'm committed. Is that thing working? If it's not working, you're not committed yet. When it starts working, that's a sign and a proof of commitment. So commitment means working on something until that thing starts working. If it has not started working, you're not committed yet. You're not committed yet. So what we are seeing here is a sign of commitment. It must work. It doesn't have any option than to work. And then men that make history in life, they don't have alternative. They don't have alternative. It must work. It must work. I love the principle I learned over the years. It's the principle of persistence. Persistence does not mean doing the same thing. Persistence means doing different things to get the same result. There's a particular result I want to get, so I must find so many ways. So what we are seeing now is a classical example of persistence. So if our center that is under construction is going to cause any form of distortion, we move. We see this thing, we must achieve it. That's persistence. So when God asked Moses to go and get the Israelites out of Egypt, he went the first time and he came with a particular plague. Pharaoh hardened his heart. God came to another one. God came to another one. God was doing it and did it 10 times. But he did not repeat the same pattern. All he wanted to achieve is that these guys must live here. So do it that way, he will do it. So even while we are doing business, God was trying to achieve a particular result. So it's not a one-off thing. So he did it the first time, he didn't get it. He did it the second time, he didn't. He did it the third time, he did it the fourth time. But if you check the plagues, they were all different. What that means, because I'm a business person, I'm an entrepreneur. So I read the Bible with the eyes of business. And I always tell people, God is the God of businessmen. God of Abraham, businessman. God of Isaac, businessman. God of Jacob, businessman. He relates more with businessmen. So if you see the genealogy, it says the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Who are these men? Are they just fathers? They are businessmen. And they are global business entities. Their business is not a local business. Isaac business got to a point that the president called Isaac as a guy. the way we are going, you might likely buy us. Let's enter into covenant. Abraham run his business. He got to a time they were checking his workforce. It was 318. Workforce of one man. Jacob entered into business. The business was so massive. So massive. It grew. Now, all these guys were into top-notch creative business, not just anyhow business. So those that operate in the creativity level of business, they are the forefront. Once you maintain the status quo through hard work, you stay at the same place, collecting salary. So Abraham introduced cattle ranching rather. Isaac introduced water irrigation farming. Nothing was working. Nothing. God did not tell him to go into water irrigation. God only says stay in this land. He must figure out how he must work in this land. If God is asking me to say, He gave you brain so that I can have rest. You can't be having so much brain that is made in the likeness of God and you are disturbing God with 30 days prayer point and 32 days praying and fasting. If you sit down and think, the prodigal son did not pray his way back. He thought his way back. He said when he came to his senses. So sometimes you need to come to your senses. Alright, I'm just trying to use this just that before we go into what we have. So God was persistent, coming up with different ideas. Moses, do it this way. Moses, he refused. He said, do it that way. He's just trying to teach Moses persistence. So that persistence is coming up with different strategies. You are the one that says it's not working. It must work. You that say it's not working, someone else will come in and do it in a different way. We say, hey, I didn't know because you're coming from Lagos. It's a lie because your brain is blocked. There's no Lagos brain. For your own information, we don't have white brain and black brain. The brain is brain. The cells in the white man's brain, the same cells in the black man's brain. But the black man is not using his brain because he does not know how to unlock it. The only thing that unlocks your brain, the capacity of your brain. Oh, Jesus, help me. Can you imagine human being producing aircraft? The technology of aircraft, is each time I enter aircraft, I'm not myself. I'm not myself in fear. I'll just be thinking. Somebody sat down and was thinking and was engaging expertise, skills, knowledge, was able to produce something that would take off. How many thousand kilometers above the sea level? Take off. Somebody was just thinking and they are still thinking. People are still thinking. Africans are not thought leaders. Africans, we don't think. That's why it looks as if the status quo is on a very high level. So I trust God that a new set of people will come out from here. In the name of Jesus Christ. So creative people. So it was when Isaac entered into water irrigation farming, because the land was dry, there was no rain, there was farming, and he started digging. You know what it means to dig a well in the wilderness? It will be very deep. So they got water and they now use water for water irrigation. And the body of Christ have used the scripture, Isaac sowed in the land, and they want to collect money. You sow. So when Isaac planted in that land and the crop came up, every other farmer did not know what to do. They were not doing business. It was only Isaac's product that was in the market. It was because everybody have gone into extinction. No business. Just like what is happening in our country now. No business. Nothing is happening. So Isaac came up with idea. When everywhere is dried up, when there is famine, when there is recession, that is the prime time for believers. But it's not time for you to be making noise. It's time for you to sit down. I think 2 days ago on Sunday when we arrived there, God gave me an idea that will announce me globally. I got it. It was raw. I got it here. I've not shared it with anyone, not even with my wife. I'm still processing it. Very strong idea. Very strong. I'm just calm about it. This is my first time of just even saying it. I said, it's not time for me to laugh and shout. And let me just be processing and put it down the way it should be before I flag off. So when Jacob came with genetical modification. It was an idea. So whether it's coming from divine, it's coming from mental engagement, you must find a way to engage your mind. Where God locked up everything, Where God locked up everything in the life of every human being is in his mind. There are many things you need to unlock from there. So I want you to remove impossibility out of your mind. And, sometimes people have issue with the issue of capital. So while we are talking, before I get into where we stopped yesterday, please, I want to touch the subject of capital. Please, there is nothing special about capital. Capital is not cash. Capital is not cash. Please, capital is not cash. We have different types of capital, okay? We have experience capital, we have idea capital, we have integrity capital, we have spiritual capital, we also have financial capital. Now, capital is anything required to start, expand, diversify, or consolidate your business. Capital is anything that is required to start, 1, expand, 2, consolidate, 3, diversify your business. Capital is anything. He didn't say capital is cash. Capital is anything, because while we're talking about the marketplace, in this marketplace conference, some of the things, ideas and other things that will be coming to your mind, you're going to be hitting the brick wall of capital. So we need to demystify it in a manner that it will get you relaxed and settled. All right? Capital is anything required to start, expand, diversify, and consolidate your business. So if it is anything required, it mustn't be money. It mustn't be money. Sometimes it can be idea. Sometimes it can just be integrity, your attitude. I remember a man that wanted to get a car, and he went to the car lot, and while he was discussing with them, the car dealer said, I know you. So there's no point pricing and going and say you're coming back. Why don't you pick up the car and tell us when you will pay? I know you will pay. That's integrity capital. There are a lot of people that can do business with you without money on the basis of integrity. Integrity. There was a time we needed to buy some things from somebody in the church, electrical stuff. And I told our church admin, I said, you go pick up everything that we want from there. He said, sir, what about money? I said, go and pick up things. Go and pick up things. So he went there. He said, just tell the woman that I'm the one that sent you. So we'll credit her account. Let her give us account details. So the guy, our admin got there, make purchase everything and came back. He said, sir, she didn't ask me of money. I just told her that Pastor Casey sent me. See, she didn't ask me of money. And I said, I want to teach you something. There are times you frontline your integrity and use it to get anything. Not that you are taking people for granted, but you frontline it. You can say, at my word, I will pay this money in 3 months' time. I said, no. No, don't worry. Even if it's not 3 months, I know you. There are businesses you will start with integrity. It's a capital. So when people are not building their character, I'll be wondering. I say, you don't even know what you're doing to yourself. That's why you're running up and down. Even when you lack integrity now, you're looking for cash. They are not giving you. No, don't come here. Bank gave me a facility in tons of millions. My account officer came to me while we were building our secondary school. And the standard of the secondary school was very high. So we've put in like 20 million. And it's till now, the standard is not up to what I'm thinking. I'm still, what do we do next? So we put in like 20 million. So one day she came to my office. She said, Pastor Casey, I'm noticing something. I said, what's that? He said, I just wanted to have a chat with you. I'm noticing that you're just withdrawing. Nothing is entering into your account. I said, I have a project. He said, which project? I said, the school project. I said, is it not a primary school? I said, no, we have a secondary school. I said, wow. So where is the place? I mentioned the place. It's okay. She will go and see the place. So I didn't know. She went. And after seeing the place, a few days later, she came back. She said, sir, don't you think you will need facility? Because I've checked your account. It's in hundreds. It's no longer in what it should be. Hundreds of thousands. I kept quiet. I said, no, I don't need it. He said, no, we will package it for you. No collateral. Nothing. All you need to do is that we bring the document to sign and we'll give it to you. I mean, Zenith Bank. I didn't say microfinance bank. I mean commercial bank. And I asked her, why are you doing this? She said, I know you. I said, you know me how? He said, you have integrity. So there are people that will never go to, they must come to us. I mean, they came to me. I took the facility. I've cleared it. And after clearing it, they told me something. They said, if I need another one, that my loan account has been opened. That a lot of people use loan to build school. I said, no, don't worry. When I need it, I'll let you know. He said, if I need up to the tons of 50 million this time, that they will package it for me. And they will package it without any form of collateral. So I said, there are things happening in this country that people are not aware of. Everything is not running up and down. I'm being honest with us. So, because it's an indoor thing, I'm going to be down to earth with us. There are things I do that sometimes I feel I can't hide this thing from people. So there is integrity capital. There is idea capital. Please take note of all these things that I'm saying. While I was living in the city of Lagos, I went to see a friend, and I slept in his house. I wasn't married. Just by looking at my business idea, business plan that I've documented, I've written. All right. If you're a business person here, you're going into business, you must go to school and learn how to write a business plan. It's part of a course we do in MoneyWise Institute. We have what we call business communication. Anything you need to know about business communication, advertisement, proposal writing, business plan writing, everything you need to know about business communication, we do all of that. It's a course. It's part of the trainings that we do there. So if you know any other place, you can do it, because people should, they should look into your business plan, because the paper says it all. Then I have an idea. Nobody have that time. Nobody's interested in that. You have an idea, put it together and present it. Package it well. Let people have a feel of it. So my friend was flipping through my idea. He looked at me. I was into fashion business. He said to me, Casey, I said, yeah. He said, this thing you say you're going to do, because he was looking at the figures. He looked at the plans, looked at everything. I went straight to finance. Started looking at the figures, saw the amount of money I'll be making in a week, amount of money I'll be making in a month, amount of money I'll make quarterly, amount of money I'll make annually. The thing blew his mind. And now said to me, Casey, this thing you said you would do, is that what you would do? In fact, the guy was calling me this morning before I started coming downstairs. All right. He said, is that what you would do? I said, I'm not writing it for you. I'm writing it for myself. This is how I'm going to run my business. He said, do you have the money now? I said, that's why I'm putting it down. The money will come. I will get the money. He said, if I give you the money, how will you pay me? I said, let's discuss terms. He said, don't pay me. Let's do partnership. It was so compelling. I said, let's get a lawyer. We got a lawyer. One guy, GPK is his name. And the lawyer interpreted everything. He was my friend. There's nothing like oral agreement. He was my best man when I got married. You can imagine my best man that stood by my side on my wedding day. We called a lawyer for partnership. You don't assume business. Don't even assume agreement. Don't try that. I'm very, very careful when it comes to things like that. I may look simple, but when it comes to serious issues, no. Don't do that with me. Don't try it. So he asked me to come over to his office. I went to his office. He gave me the whole money. I got the whole money. How? Idea capital. Go and find out from different people all over the world. Most of them may not be the one that started the business. They just brought up the idea. And you see people funding the idea. A lot of organizations are looking for a way to give grants to people. But people are not ready. Because you don't have a concrete business plan. You don't have a concrete well-packaged idea. So that's why you are losing out of so many things. Opportunities are coming. You're not getting anything out of it. Because you don't have any idea. So idea capital, number 2. And of course, the next one is experience capital. Experience capital. There are different types of capital. Experience capital. I have to, because the Holy Spirit impressed it in my heart. Because people are going to be hitting brick wall while I'm teaching today, while the training is going on. So I want to demystify the subject of capital. If I don't demystify it, some of the things that will be coming to you, you'll be throwing it away. I had a story of a young man that went to fish. And he would get to the stream, very close to his house. He has a ruler, like a broomstick. He kept it somewhere. Each fish he gets out of the river, he will measure it with a broomstick. If it's the size of that broomstick, he will put it and keep it as the one he have gotten. Once he never knew that one old man was observing him. He will get another fish with his hook, big one. He will measure it. it is too big. He will remove the hook and throw the fish back into the river. The old man now observed that this guy is throwing a lot of big fishes inside the river. What's happening here? The old man walked up to him. I've been observing you. All these fishes you are getting, they are small. And I've seen that you've gotten some few big fishes. Why are you throwing them back inside the river? He said, actually, I came with a broom. I measured them. If it's the size of that broom, it will go to this side. He said, what is the size? Why did you come with a broomstick? He said, it is the size of my frying pan. Once the fish is bigger than my frying pan, there's no point taking that fish. I throw it back inside the river. It might sound funny. There are ideas that enters into your mind. Once it's not up to the size of that your 3,000 naira in your account, you throw it away. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. Please, I'm begging you. Be very, very careful. So, if I don't demystify the subject of capital, so that when we start, as the ideas are bombarding, you'll be writing it down. You won't throw it away. You will not discard it. You just work with it. So, experience capital. Experience capital. A lot of organizations, a lot of people, do have the capital, but they don't have the experience. They have the money. They don't have the experience. You don't work to earn. You work to learn. Take note of that. Anywhere you're working, please, as much as they're paying you salary now at this level, at any level you find yourself, work to learn. Work to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, I worked in a South African firm. They employed me as the business development manager, BDM. Rem Lostra, that's the name of the South African firm. And it was two guys that just graduated from Lagos Business School. And South African organization came. They were into high-rise cleaning services. Once they finished building skyscrapers in Lagos, most of those building from the wall, inside, everything. So they got the, equipment that they use, to clean some of those places. And they were charging very high. The company was not two. In fact, it was very few in Lagos. And of course, in addition to that, they started doing post-construction cleanings in a lot of upcoming areas, like Lekki area. So we're getting a lot of jobs. So they needed a business development manager that would build and develop that organization because it came into the city newly. So I was employed. I was given my car and a driver, official car and a driver. And they needed me to build the business. Of course, I started because I understand a bit of marketing. So I went to work. I started doing and the business was growing. So I was learning. We got a client in Keystone Bank, their manager. So Commissioner of Police and the likes of them. So when we finished doing the job with the Keystone Bank manager in our house, a lady. And the lady became so interested. I never knew. Once in a while, she would check on me. Casey, how are you doing? Casey, how is this? How is work? I love you guys' work. The way you guys are doing this, that. So once in a while, text messages, well, how are you? But she didn't say anything. So I noticed the communication was growing. Not knowing that she want to start that kind of business. The money is down. But she was just looking for experience. So one day, I came to visit them in their house, their family house. She's married with 2 kids or whatever. So I told them one weekend that I'll come and see them. He's like, "It's come." I wasn't a pastor, a believer. I said, I'll visit you guys. Let's have a little fellowship. She's a believer. Let's talk. Let's pray. I said, okay. So, but I wanted to tell her that day that I'm tendering my resignation the following week, that I'm about to resign. I didn't know what was in her mind. Do you know I got there? I'm teaching you practical things about experience capital. I got there. And I told Anthony, he said, we finished talking. I said, okay, I'll be leaving. But I wanted to tell you, from next week, I'm tendering my resignation. I will not be in that organization again. They say, praise the Lord! So I was shocked. I thought you would feel for me. They are paying me 80,000 naira, and that was my salary. I said, what is it? He said, she's from Imo State. He said, one name, come. Sit down. I said, what is it? He said, I didn't know how to tell you. I've been thinking we can do this thing together. But if I tell you, it looks as if I want to pull you from that organization. I said, do what? He said, cleaning services. He said, I have clients in the banks that are building, that are doing this. They come to our organization. If I start it, I just want to tell 1 or 2 people we don't blow. Right there and then we sat down. What's the name of the company? I said, don't worry. We named it Truvy Cleaning Services. What's our core value? We started. I was just writing. She was looking at me. She was just looking at me. Right there and then she called somebody to come and take the name to CAC for registration for everything. Guess what? She said, what do we need to flag up? I said, 3-bedroom flat to serve as an office. We need a car, branded car. I said, my Jeep is downstairs. Can we use that Jeep, that Pathfinder? He said, I can be using my official car. Take it. We'll brand it. He said, the office. He said, what's the capital to start up this business? To be carrying out one or two things, proposal writing, another thing. I said, ₦1 million. He said, come to my office the following day and take ₦1 million. With a car, we started looking for office. It was then that it dawned on me that everything is not cash. Experience is powerful. And if you don't have experience, you're doomed. Men and women are looking. A lot of places, people are looking for those that have experience. So, you put yourself on this path to gain experience, to learn skills, to get knowledge in some areas of life. So everything is not like a bind, cast, jump, do this. No. What kind of capital? Any other type of capital? Next one is financial capital. Financial capital. But before I get to financial capital, that's where everybody's mind is. I don't like to talk much about it. That will be the last one. The next capital is relational capital. Relational capital. Relationship capital. There was a day I needed 2 million naira within 24 hours. 2 million naira. How much? How much? I've done it twice. It has happened twice. I needed 2M within 24 hours. I picked up my phone, called a friend in Port Harcourt, and he was in Delta State in Warri. I just called him. I said, I need 2 million naira. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's okay. Send me the account details. He said, but I'll tell them from the office. They're going to send you 1.8 from the office. Then I will send you 200,000 naira to complete it. Is that okay? I said, okay. This is the account number. He said, okay. Within a space of some hours, I made a call around 6 a.m. in the morning. By 1 p.m., I got the first alert, 200,000 from him. He has instructed them in the office. Later on, I got 1.8 million. Listen, relationship is powerful. I looked at the number of friends I had many years ago, in the year 2006, precisely, while I was doing this Leadership Academy training. And so while I was in that class, Sam Ademi was teaching us on personal transformation. And while he was teaching, he said to us, one key thing that will help to quicken your transformation process is relationship. 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 He said, check the quality of friends you have. Check them. Check the quality of friends you have. And of course, he made a statement, that if you check the quality of friends you have, if they are not reflecting where you are going, you better play down on those friends and replace them. So I had 7 friends and I looked at them. Each time I look at them, we talk about our vision. We share our vision. You check the quality of the friends you have by the quality of their vision. You check the quality. It may not just be about what is happening to them now, whether they have the money or not. You check the quality of your relationship by the quality of their vision. I repeat, you check the quality of your friends by the quality of your vision. It's not people you just hang out because they feel you are comfortable now. It's just people that you just sit down with. They feel, no. Where are you going to be in the next 10 years? If you can't define that, there's a problem. There's a clause. Where are you going to be in the next 5 years, in the next 7 years? Where exactly will you be? So once that thing is not well spelled out, you know that this is not friends. This is just a liability friend. It's going to drag you down. All right? Classmate is not friends. Street mate does not make you friends. Age mate does not make you friends. So as soon as I look at that, I write down the names. I penciled down the names of my 7 friends. And when I did that, I eliminated 6 of them. These are my close friends. I didn't say I took that decision 2 weeks. That very day while the training was going on. So while this teaching is going on, please, one thing I would encourage you to do, which I do all the time, is I write action plans. While you are listening to me, always pencil down action plan. Maybe during when we want to just stand up, walk around, there are people you need to send text to while you're here. There are some decisions you need to take. There are numbers you need to delete. 200 contacts. You can't raise 30,000. something is wrong. A whole phone. 200. Some 500. If you have a challenge of 50,000, you'll be running helter-skelter. All in the nook and cranny of Abakiliki. In your phone, contact is power. In the 21st century. Contact. My phone, let me not even go there. So, I put a call across and they sent the money. And I checked it. I said, this is the power of relationship. Relationship capital. So I eliminated them. And guess what? Because nature abhors vacuum, I replaced them with books. Books are not people. I've said it before. Books are not paper. Books are people pouring their mind through paper. Books are not paper. Books are people pouring their mind through paper. Books are not paper. Books are people, but they are pouring their mind through paper. So you need to understand that. So most of us that invest in books, because I cannot go to John Maxwell in US, for instance. I know how much it's going to cost me, flight tickets and other things. But I can sit down in Nigeria and be discussing with John Maxwell. And this discussion is not about me talking, it's about him talking. So I'm just devouring what he's saying. It's just that he's not saying it physically. So you sit down and I replace them with about 6 books, 6 authors, 6 different authors. Ken Blackard, Stephen Covey, John Maxwell, Robert Kiyosaki. That was why I have all the books ever written by Robert Kiyosaki. Because he's a man that understands the subject of money. Because I'm passionate about the subject of finance. That's one area I saw. I said, Lord, help me to make many rich. It's not just about me. It's about, let me be a channel through which you will do that. So I allowed God to equip me. I started reading. I replaced those guys. And ladies and gentlemen, in all honesty, none of them is in my class. So this is how I would have been struggling with 6 friends who will be in the same quagmire, the same circle. I embraced those that are ahead of me through books. I eliminated a lot of friends. I eliminated them. One of my classmates came all the way from US. He has been there for like 20 years. And he studied criminal justice and is doing a very good job. So he came around on Saturday. Immediately he entered Nigeria. All our classmates in secondary school, he didn't ask for anybody. He went on Facebook, searched me out, chatted me up. I said, I'm in Enugu. He said, I'm coming over to see you. He came over to the city of Enugu. We're only discussing 3 things: economy, security, and ICT. And I never knew he was trying to, check out something upstairs. And while we're doing that, Honorable Tochukwu, don't tell anybody. Because I wanted to say it in church. My wife gave me sign, so I didn't say it. I'm telling you now, don't tell anybody. Don't even tell your wife. You understand? He sent me all the details that I'll use to apply for my trip to US. Everything. That's why I came with my laptop to this place, because I'm filling the form. Every detail. He said, among all that we left secondary school, as at the year we left secondary school, he said, none is in your class. He said, I've sampled some of us in our group, in our WhatsApp group. We have Old Boys WhatsApp group. And the whole Old Boys WhatsApp group, all of them, they gather together and say, you'll be our chairman. You will be the one to lead us. We have lawyers, we have doctors, some of them scattered all over the world. And here I am doing pastoral work. But beyond pastoral work, we have about 4 or 5 pastors. But it's not just pastoral work. The Bible talks about us. He says he has redeemed us as kings and priests. We shall reign. You must do the work. Priest means, there's a priesthood. And then king talks about thinking like a president. He has redeemed you to function like a president. If you are the president of the Federal Republic of Ebonyi State, for instance, if they make you the president, can you function well? Because you're not thinking like that. That's why you're not equipping yourself like that. But God has said, this is who He has made you to be. They knew not Neither do they understand. All the foundation of the world, they're out of place. I didn't go to get my doctorate because I want to feel good. You had him been to Lagos Business School. You had Reverend Abah been to Lagos. These are not adjective of convenience. We're not just doing these things because we want to do. You must function on two legs. Oh. You function as a king, you function as a priest. David functioned as a king. David functioned as a priest. David even added prophets. So you function in the power dimension. You function in the wisdom dimension. The Bible says Jesus has become unto us the wisdom and the power of God. So please, relationship, very important. So books are people. So I replace them. So if you have relational strength, you can actually assess anything. You can actually assess anything. I tried it the second time. There was another time I needed 2 million naira. I called somebody in Lagos, a senior friend. I didn't say I called somebody for Ojen 2K, or 5,000, or 20,000, or 50,000. I called him. I said, I picked up the call. I called him. I didn't even send text. I said, I need 2 million naira. I want to do this. I will refund you so time. He said, okay, sir. So send me account details. Let me forward it to you. Somebody called me one time from Abuja. I'm talking about relationship. And called me and said, sir, please, he's into movie, whatever. He's one of my proteges. So he called me and said, sir, I need 500,000 naira to complete the movie. This is, I said, send me your account number. He said, sir, once we release the movie, this, I'll pay. Immediately, the day they released the movie, he sent the money back to me. While they were showing it in cinemas and other things. So, it's a two-way thing. What is relating with 2,000 naira people? It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. So while you are building yourself, whether as a student or what, use books. Use books. Reason at a particular frequency. So the last one on finance, on capital, is finance. Alright, finance. Types of capital. Remember, I've mentioned experience, I've mentioned idea, I've mentioned integrity, I've mentioned relationship, and the last one is finance. Please, I will just mention it. Pay close attention to this. You don't need to borrow to raise capital. Write it down. You don't need to borrow. I teach on that in so many places. But I felt I should give this to us, and then we'll continue. You don't need to borrow. You don't need to borrow. You don't need to borrow. Especially if it's a new venture, please be very careful. If it's a new venture, be very careful. If it's an old venture that needs consolidation or diversification, it's understandable, or expansion. But if it's a startup, borrowing to start up is not always good. So it's better you listen to what I'm about to say. When our school was about to start, our primary school some years ago, nursery and primary school, we've left that level a long time. And I needed 120,000 naira many years ago. Early days of the church. I needed 120,000 naira. Of course, I didn't have 120,000 naira then. You know what I did? I gathered few people, about 12 people. And I told them, I said, I will use my knowledge. Can we go into thrift? So 12 of us, 10,000 naira is 120. So every month you take 120, another person takes, like that. But we were contributing 10,000 every month. And guess what? 12 of us gathered, we started contributing. So we did ballot box pick up, and I picked number 4, my wife picked number 5, somebody picked number 1. The guy picked number 1 is still thanking me till today. Because the guy did not have any money. He didn't know how to raise money to start up a little business that he needed 50,000 naira as capital. So when we contributed, he didn't contribute. We gave him 110. Alright, his 10,000 is supposed to complete it 120. So I'm the only one that knows that he doesn't. He did not have a dime. Listen, you can use thrift. I know of a young man in Enugu. He's in a thrift club where they contribute 1 million naira per person. They are 12. Every month, one person takes 12 million. And when they started it, the guy that took the first took risk. He didn't have 1 million. He just joined them. He said, put my name there. Put my name. He said, put my name there. They put his name. When they threw the thing, the guy picked number 1. Come and see jubilation. They gave this guy 11 million. That was what he used to flag off his life. He has been contributing since then. Because he already has a plan. Please don't start thrift if you don't have what to do with it, the tendency of eating pepper soup with it, and by next month they will be running up and down chasing you to contribute. Don't start it. It doesn't cost anything. What I'm teaching you, there are deep things that people pay for. Before I teach you, pay me. Because of my covenant relationship with him. So I will give everything free. So, we did this thing. Everything that I have prepared to teach has been altered by the Holy Ghost. I can't teach you theoretical things. I must teach you practical things. That's the kind of person I am.
For the continuation of this message, please play the next track.